What's going on, guys? It's Logan, and welcome to Actors POV, the first episode. And I'm joined here by my amazing co-host, Mr. Brandon
My name
Noble.
is. Yeah. How are you guys doing today?
There he is, bro. Look at my guy, man. Got that luxurious hair over there. Trying to get like you, my
Appreciate you.
boy. Trying to get like you.
Hey man, it's been a process.
Yeah, bro. I had the hat hair today, dog. I had to throw on a hat. You know how it goes. Some
Hey,
days are like
repping the
that.
Gators.
Bro, I
Repping the
got the
Gators.
gator shirt and everything, bro. I'm feeling
Repping it.
feeling blue today. That's what Ryan said. My boy Ryan was like, bro, you got a lot of blue on. I'm like, yeah, man. Gotta
Go
go with the
blue.
best color, you know.
Call him Papa
Um,
Smurf.
yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah, guys, welcome to the podcast, man. First episode. This will not be a long one. I just kind of wanted to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about us. Who we are, where we're from, how we got in the acting industry, what this podcast is going to be about. So I think we kind of start off just by introducing ourselves. I'll start first. My name is Logan Allen. I'm an actor from Orlando, Florida. Same as Brayden, same place. Love that. And I've been acting for 10 years now, I think, which is just unreal. Yeah, I started
Talented
out,
guy.
bro. Don't stop, bro. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. I started out doing commercials and photo shoots and modeling stuff like that. Worked my way up to film and TV and been grinding ever since. Man, my first my first big project was a Nickelodeon show in 2015 called Talia in the Kitchen, which not a lot of people know about. And then in
And we
20
can't forget that, guys. I want all
yo
the Logan Allen fans to go and look that up. I want everyone to
it's
see it.
bro, it's so unknown. Nobody knows about that. Nobody knows about that. But yeah, go look up Talia in the Kitchen. It's an old Nickelodeon show back in 2015. I played the role of Vinny. I was Italian in that show, which is just crazy. And yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's
pretty
awesome.
it's pretty crazy, man. My acting was so bad though, dude. It was like the over the top, it was rough. But you can go look at Little Logan. I was in fifth grade, so I was young, man, like 10 years old. You guys can go watch that. It's somewhere on Nickelodeon. But yeah, I did that and then worked my way up to Creep Show in 2019, Bernie the Dolphin 1 and 2. And then now I've really worked myself up to Sweet Magnolias and Stranger Things, which is just,
Stranger Things.
bro, unreal to say. I know all the fans are freaking out when I say that. It's unreal, man. The
I'm freaking out,
process, the
guys.
grind.
I'm freaking out myself.
Every time I see Brayden, he always just goes crazy. Brings out the
I'm like,
camera.
yo, what's going on?
Yeah,
How are
exactly,
you?
exactly.
What's been going on?
But no, yeah. So that's kind of everything I've done, all the main stuff. And then hopefully some more stuff on the way. We got season 3 of Sweet Mags on the way too. Sometime early this year. I'm really excited for you guys to see all that, and hopefully we got plenty of more seasons after that. But yeah, man. That's kind of all my things I've done, and it's kind of all led to here an amazing podcast with my boy.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So at least for myself, I've dabbled in some acting since probably a ripe age of 4 or 5. You know what I mean? My mom had me in classes, and I was doing a lot of commercial work. I went off into football for a long time, and I actually tore my Achilles tendon in a stupid accident here at my house. So that kind of ended my career in football. You know what I mean? I couldn't really run for a few months, so strayed me away from it. Got back into theater in 6th grade, and from then on until I graduated high school, I was in theater, and that was my passion, my goal. Done a whole bunch of plays, a whole bunch of musicals. I was in choir, and then now, after graduating and stuff, I decided it was time to get in the film industry. So, starting off, I've done a few little smaller projects, some short films. I've done a little extra work, some lower end indie film, feature films. So, I'm climbing the ranks myself, but rest assured, you will see me out there one day alongside this handsome fella.
Yeah,
So,
hey, you guys will, man. What I loved about this guy when I first met him, and we met through a mutual friend. It's pretty funny. My boy,
crazy story.
our boy Cody was like, "Yo, hey, I got a buddy. His name's Brayden. He's really, really want to get into acting, and Cody's a really good friend of mine, man. He's my brother, and I actually have a brother named Cody, but this is a different Cody. And yeah, and he was like, he has a few questions, if you could reach out, and we started talking, and then we met up one day at Gators Dockside, and we just
An
kind of
hour before my shift.
yeah,
An hour
hour
before
before
my
his shift, hour before his shift,
Had a
and
quick dinner.
we really did, yeah, just to get him going a little bit and get ready, and yeah, man, we started talking, and just everything was kind of up from there, man. I didn't know it'd really blossom into the the brotherhood that we have now. And what I love about this guy, and the reason I wanted to start this podcast with him is for a couple different reasons. But the main thing is his drive, his attitude toward not just acting but life in general. We have the same just the same worth ethic and the same grind, and I respect him so much for that. And I think that same worth ethic and grind is what got me where I am now. And I think that same thing's going to happen to him. And that's why I think we bonded so well, just because we have the same view on mostly everything regarding the acting industry and life in general. So I love having talks with him, man. And it kind of, this
You can't
podcast,
make the fans cry because I'm about to myself.
Oh, look at my guy. Look at my guy. Gets a little spray bottle real quick. But no, it's great. It's one of those things too. And the reason we started it was because, you know how like you're hanging out with friends, you have a really good conversation, and it's like, yo, we start a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then never happens. And we've talked about this. You bring it up and nobody brings it up again. But
all of my friends watching, you guys know we've tried to start it.
Yep.
I'm really sorry, but this is where
hey,
we're here now. So.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. So it's just one of those things that eventually, I'm one of those people. If you give me an idea, I want to do it. You know what I mean? I want to try it out. I want to go for it because I love working. I love putting in work, and this is something that I think will be a lot of fun for that. So Actually, Brayden was the one that brought it up, and I was like, dude, let's do it, bro. And then, at first it was kind of one of those things that we didn't bring up for a couple days. And I was like, bro, it was a couple weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks or something. It was a minute, bro. And I reached out, and I think you were in a conversation. I was like, bro, I've been thinking about that podcast. I was like, we got to meet up at Longhorn Steakhouse or something, bro, and figure this out. It's exactly what we did. We pulled up, ate some steak, and talked it over, man, and
a few ideas.
We really did, and that's kind of how it all started, man. But this guy, like I said, just his worth ethic, and he's such an easy guy to talk to, and we balance off of each other so well, which is why I'm really excited for this podcast.
Absolutely.
And yeah, man. So let's just kind of break down what the podcast is going to be about. So we really just want this podcast to mainly be us kind of just talking normally. It's not going to really be not going to really be a questionnaire thing where we're just asking questions back and forth and answering. It's literally just going to be a conversation. We're going to have like 5 points that we go through, and we're just going to do different segments. The two main things I want to talk about is acting news going on, whether it's big castings that just happened, whether it's movie dates that got moved or movies that have gotten released.
Oscars are coming up.
That's what I'm saying, man. We could talk about that. We could talk about the Academy Awards, the Globes, all that. So we can get to all that stuff, and we've been talking a lot about that. So we can make our predictions for one episode, talk about who we think should win, who we think shouldn't win, who we think is gonna win, and all that. You know how all that goes. You know what I mean? Sometimes the people that deserve it don't get it. So it'll be fun to kind of hear our opinions on that, and we actually have a lot of differing opinions on a lot of stuff when it comes to film. So
this is why really I like this guy. Actually, he brings up a great point. We do have differing opinions sometimes, but we never get to the point of an argument. It's always a very
shut the hell up.
It's always a very respectful, mutual kind of. Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, I don't agree, but you know what I mean. Still.
Yeah, and we have we have that conversation that everybody needs to learn to have, right? We need people that can actually sit down and have a conversation and not fight. And we have those conversations, so it's actually you actually make progress, right?
Yeah.
With our ideas, and we still might not come to a conclusion, but we can be like, all right,
but hey,
you know what? We agree to disagree. I see your point.
That.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even if it may seem crazy, we can still respect it a little bit. So those are the conversations we're going to be having. So we're going to talk about acting news, big events that are going on. Like one that we're not going to talk about right now, but I'm showing it as an example would be the Alec Baldwin thing. I'm just kind of give our insight on it, what we think, because it is acting related, and us knowing how the different departments work. I would love to kind of give my insight on it.
Have me eager to say my opinion on that one.
Oh, I know. So we'll definitely get into all that in some of the podcast episodes later on. But like I said, this is kind of an intro. And then the last one, the last big segment we're gonna do in each episode, and we might even dedicate some episodes specifically for this segment alone, is movie reviews. So, Brayden, I'll let you kind of take over what we're going to kind of do with that and what we're going to talk about, how we're going to go about it and stuff like that.
So we sat down and we talked about the movie reviews. Obviously, it wouldn't be fair if we didn't go see the movies ourselves and just started just saying our opinions and shooting things out because we see a favorite actor of ours or something. So we're going to go see all these movies. We're going to have different kind of like categories, different movies to review and kind of compare throughout the episode. And we'll produce something for you every week, regardless of if it's a good opinion or a bad one. I think the majority of the people will probably agree with what we'll have to say.
Right.
I think, you know what I mean? I think we have good opinions.
Well, we're gonna have such differing opinions. Someone's gonna have to agree with one of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what?
And what's great is it's gonna spark conversation in the comments. So I want you guys, man, especially for you guys watching on YouTube, which this will be on Spotify eventually, by the way. Spotify, it's with a weird process with the podcast. I was just telling Brayden, you gotta like sign up for this thing, and it's really weird. Music's way easier to do, but podcast is like a different story. I don't get it, but anyway,
it really is.
It makes no sense. Yeah, it's strange. But yeah, so where was I going with what I was saying?
The differing opinions, 100%.
Yeah.
People
so it's going to spark
50-50
conversation
in the comments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't be scared to give your opinion in the comments. Obviously, keep it reasonable and keep it fair. Don't go too crazy and keep it civil. Exactly. So be nice, but obviously, spark conversation. I love interaction. I love people talking to each other, and that's what we want this environment to be. We don't want it to be a hateful environment, but we want it to spark conversation and hear people's different opinions. And I want you guys to see how me and Brayden talk and how we debate, and then you guys kind of apply that to our comment section so we can build a good culture. You know what I mean? I mean, you know how it is, Brayden.
A very good, nice, non-toxic community.
There we go. And
we don't like that. We don't like that.
We don't like that. we
don't like that.
So like Brayden knows, he watches podcasts and YouTube channels and YouTubers, and the worst thing is having a podcast or channel that you love that is just so toxic. The community is what ruins it. It's the worst. Mm-hmm. And I have the best fans in the world. I love all of you guys, man. And you guys are incredible. But obviously, I just want to make sure, I want to kind of restate it that we do want a nice community of people that can converse in a civil way. And make it fun and entertaining for everybody,
Yeah. And obviously, like, if you haven't seen some of the movies, if we review them, or you disagree with some of our points, like we're saying right here, it's perfectly fine, but make sure to do it in a nice cultural way where we all stay polite and, you know what I mean? We'll join in and banter with you. You know what I mean? We'll talk with you guys, and some of us will agree, and we'll poke at you, but it's never going to be in a harmful way. It's never going to be in a hurtful way. Like, we're all about fun here, and anyone who's going to watch is going to enjoy this. It's going to be their favorite podcast. I can already tell you that now. All the Logan fans, this is going to be great. You guys are about to see a different side of Logan you haven't seen yet. So
the evil side, yeah. But no, yeah. So it's gonna be really exciting, and what's great too is you guys get to hear our opinion on things, from an actor's point of view. That's the name of it, actor's POV. So you guys get to see our point of view on these different things, and you can be like, oh, okay, I see this point. I see why this is their take on this, event going on, or this, this acting news that just got released. I see why they say this. Because we know the different departments, we know how a set works, we know what goes on in the producer's room, the director's room, the writer's room, all that. So we have a whole different point of view on things. And like Brayden said, when it comes to the movies, we're gonna watch older movies and do new movies. So when one that we've been talking about is Oppenheimer. When that comes out, we're seeing it that weekend. We're hopping on that Sunday, and it's coming out that Monday.
So good,
dude. It's gonna be great.
Any actor is excited for that movie.
Oh,
I'm telling
bro.
you right now, cast is loaded.
Unreal.
Haven't seen it yet, of course, but I would like to think it's gonna do some numbers.
Oh, dude, I had $100 million budget, so my guess is it's at least gonna get half a bill.
And you know what? I got a quick comment for any of the actors that are gonna be watching the podcast. You know what I mean? We're gonna have tons of fans, but actors especially. That comment he made, I want to make a bet. I know as an actor, when you watch movies, it's hard to hear people say blah, da, 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 and you're like, no. I saw it like this. I swear to God. You didn't see how the camera moved this way. You didn't see the cinematography. The DP did such a good job. Look at that editing. They're like, huh? It was a good movie. I'm like, dude, I promise you, when you watch this, you're going to hear this. I'm like, wow, someone gets me, man.
Yep.
Actors POV, we get you.
There you go. And that's like the Batman. We saw the Batman together almost a year ago, right? Which is crazy.
Yeah, man.
And when we went and watched that, the one thing everybody's like, oh, it's overrated. There's a group out there that says it's overrated, but man, the cinematography. I mean, we were talking about that, dude. Not some of the shots, every single shot in that movie was carefully blocked, and just some of the most iconic stuff out there that I think is still underrated. I think the cinematography is something that people don't talk about.
Completely, I agree.
And it's that we can do a whole episode, talking about that movie for you guys. But just we have a whole different point of view on everything that you guys are going to really enjoy. And also when it comes to the movies, you guys can DM us on Instagram. Our Instagrams are there it is right here on this side. You guys can DM us there and give us suggestions on what kind of movies you want to see. And we will definitely get to them. So we're gonna take your suggestions or your recommendations and go for it, man. Because this is a podcast that we don't just want it to be about us. This is for you guys. This is for you to, number one, for your entertainment. And that's what Brayden's for. and also, to educate you guys on the acting world and what we think. And I have a few really fun episodes lined up that I haven't even shown Brayden yet. I think he's going to be really excited for. So I literally just chalked him up.
Now.
Dude, I chalked him up like an hour ago, and I was like, these are 5 really solid ones that we can hit up. So I'm really excited, guys. And I know that the big question everybody's talking about is,
the big question.
Are you going to do guests? And yes, we will eventually get them. Yes, sir. We'll eventually get to them. I got a couple that I think will definitely hop on. Some co-stars that I think are going to be really, really cool. And Brayden knows some people as well, some other actors that we can get on and talk with.
And I was going to comment on that. We're going to do, as it is the actor's POV, this is going to obviously be focused around acting and anything acting related. So yeah, I'll be bringing on a lot of co-stars that I've worked with myself, but as well as a lot of like influencers and gym influencers and musicians and just the whole realm, the whole spectrum. Get as many knowledgeable people on here as we can, and you get to hear it. You guys get to learn. That's something I love about life, and especially hanging out with Logan. Like, I get to learn more every single time I talk with him. So that's the beauty of life, and that's the gift we're given. So with this podcast, you're just going to be constantly learning. You're going to constantly be getting your opinion, and then you get to adapt your own opinion. That's like we said with the comments earlier. You can hear this, and we're sitting here disagreeing with this guy, and you're like, nah, he makes a good point. And then, we all come together at the end of the day. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Have a lot of awesome guests and co-stars on here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So if you guys have any suggestions, once again, like I said, this is a joint effort. It's not just us.
We'll reach out. We'll reach out to whoever you want.
We definitely will. And I'll get on whoever I can, guys. I promise you that. Because like I said, this podcast is not.
No snap.
That's gonna be the first one. It's gonna be the first one. Yeah. But I can maybe get some Stranger Things people on. We'll see. Probably not Millie Bobby Brown. She might be a little out of our realm right now. But
if you guys beg hard enough.
Yeah,
Logan Allen fans.
There you go. But yeah, like I said, this podcast isn't just us two; it's all of you guys as well, and we want this to be a joint effort. And I think that's something that I've done in my time that I realized that a lot of you guys watching really do enjoy. You love the interaction and engagement, and I think that's helped me a lot with everything else regarding my career, and I think that'll really help out with this. And yeah, man. And as we go forward in this podcast and as we get more viewers and more engagement, me and Brayden were talking, we're eventually going to do in person. And the reason that we're doing, even though we're 20 minutes away, the reason we're doing virtual right now is because I don't want to drop a crap ton of money into a whole setup and a new desk and new microphones and everything, just for, if it doesn't go anywhere. But as the engagement goes up and as we do different things, and the support gets higher, then we can eventually invest a little bit into it, for sure. And I was even thinking about starting up a Patreon to a point where you guys get exclusive content on the Patreon only in a way that you can support the podcast. So everything goes into the podcast for you guys. So we were talking about that and having fun with that. So,
and that way you guys can engage with us more and we can engage with you. And it's, that's the big thing is, something that me and Logan have very much in common is we always like to engage with the people who support us, and we want to give back to the community.
Not true.
Not true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess not. We're just gonna put a whole ban on the whole thing.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is not gonna get past one episode. We're gonna get no viewers now. It's ruined it. -2 viewers. That's what we're gonna have.
-2 viewers. Hey, it was you and me. We lost each other.
Exactly. There we go. It's just us. It's our burner accounts. But no, yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we could even, dude. I've actually just thought of this. I haven't told you yet. We could do like live podcasts and do it live. and talk
I
about.
wanted to actually bring that up to
Dude,
you.
I know,
Yeah.
and we could do like, and it's not just live action movies. We could do animation movies, and we can like, I love animation movies. I know you do too,
I love
especially the
animation
really
movies.
emotional, really good ones. You know, there's
Yeah.
some beautiful films out there with Pixar and DreamWorks and Disney. So I'm down for whatever. This podcast is basically up to you guys. You know, I want this podcast to be what you guys want to see. But these first few episodes will definitely be predetermined with what we're gonna do. But as we go on, you know, we're gonna run out of ideas. So we need you guys to help us out a little bit in that sense. And if you guys have any suggestions for any segments that you want that we didn't mention, go for that too. We can do little games, you know what I mean, or things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. And yeah, I'm so excited, man. This is something that I've always wanted to do, and Brayden's always
Yeah.
wanted to do it, and we just never get around to it. So I'm just so happy that we're gonna be finally doing it.
And that's my message to anyone that watches this first episode. Find someone who's like-minded like you and has the same passions, same goals, and surround yourself with those people, because those are the people that are going to get you through life, and those are the people that you're going to see to the end of your days. So
There you go.
we'll leave it off with you. How big would you dream if you couldn't fail? I love the
Just
people. We
beautiful.
love you
There
guys.
you go. There you go. Same here. Same here. But yeah, man. So it's gonna be great, and I'm just so hyped, bro. I'm just so ready to get this thing
So
going.
hyped.
And like I said, this episode's gonna be a lot shorter. But I kind of hit all the points that I really want to hit. Oh, and one more thing too before we go. What I'm so excited about with this podcast, dude, is that we've had so different journeys, and so
Yes.
and we're at different points in our career. And what I
Mm-hmm.
love about that is we're gonna have different point of views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On where we're at, where our mindset is, what our goals are next, where we want to be, what we want to do. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy that. You know what I mean? Because we've had such different journeys. You know, Brayden has, like he said, he did theater and stuff, you know, growing up into musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've never done theater in my entire life. Never once.
I know that's something
So,
we talk about quite often. I think he'd
yeah.
kill it. I think he would kill it.
I
But
don't know. I'm a little nervous to get into all that, but no. What I love about it is, you know, he started out doing that, and a lot of kids watching this right now may be in their, you know, their school play. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And to show that they can get where you are right now, Brayden, and you know, the people that didn't do theater, that just kind of dove right into commercials, they can look up to me and be like, okay, this is Logan's journey. It's definitely possible. So we just want to show you guys that you can listen. You can achieve
town.
whatever you put your
Same
mind
town.
to. Same town. And by the way, this town is small. Maybe not anymore. It's
Small.
starting to get up there a
It's
little
starting
bit.
to grow, but
Starting
you
to
know,
grow.
it's off the map,
It
100%.
really is. So if two people from a small town can get where we are in our career, anybody can do it. Because the odds were so low for both of us, bro. And we realize that, and we understand that, which I think just makes our bond even better. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
truly understand what it took to get where we were. And I think you guys are really going to, because you guys get to hear our thoughts on that, where our mindset is, and how grateful we are. Because then you guys, that's going to motivate everybody watching right now to grind even harder, because it's going to
Yeah.
be possible. And you guys get to see our mindset and where we are and how happy we are with what we're doing. And you get to see the trials that we face. You know, being an actor, it's not easy, man. The main reason is you don't have consistent pay at all. You get paid, good money, sure, but when's your next job? What are you going to be
When's your
doing
next
next?
job?
That's what I'm saying. And then you have to do jobs on the side when you're not working to bring in the consistent money. So there's always that anxiety there. So we could in an episode talk about that anxiety, you know, the trials and tribulations that we've had, you know what I mean? The obstacles
big
we've had to
thing
face.
There's going to be a lot of shots, and I recommend, we'll both tell you, shoot for every shot you can. As a beginner, definitely shoot for every shot you get, but you're not going to hit everything, you know what I mean? And that it's a crappy, shitty feeling. Sometimes you sit there and you go and you're like, dude, I nailed that. That was it. That was my audition. And then boom, they're like,
Yep. That's
yeah,
how
you
it
need
goes.
to go back, son.
Yeah.
But then there's
Yep.
auditions you feel like you did horrible, and you
Dude,
want to go cry about it. But then
that's what
you
I'm
got
saying,
the role. We
bro.
thought you were perfect.
Dude, okay, funny story for everybody watching. That's what happened with me in the Sweet Magnolias audition. That's a great example. I was doing my Sweet
Great
Magnolias,
audition, by the
dude.
way.
It was all right. It
Great
was all right. It was
audition.
okay.
I
I
liked
mean,
it.
it's all right. but no, like when I did that audition, I did not feel good about it at all. Like I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm not gonna get this. Whatever. I moved on to the next thing. I get a call saying that I got the call back and to drive to Atlanta to do the in person. And there's auditions that I'm doing recently that I'm like, bro, I'm getting this, bro. I feel great. I killed it. And then you don't hear anything back for a couple months, and you're like, all right, move on to the next thing. So, and that's another thing about acting, man. You
But that's
cannot.
what it is. Moving on to the next thing, you know.
Then that's the point I'm getting to. You know, you can't just you can't just be stuck on one thing. With acting, you have to have a very bad short-term memory, but a really good long-term memory when it comes to lines,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But short-term, you got to get rid of all the mess ups. If you screw up on a take, don't think about that. Move on to the next thing. If you don't get a role that you wanted, move on to the next thing. In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and I've talked to Brayden about this, I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that I'm here for a reason. I believe that every choice that I've made. We've talked about opportunities, and I'm really happy to dive into that in an episode. It's not really acting
Yeah.
related, but on how I view life in general.
But it is in a way, you know what I
It
mean?
is.
Because a lot there is a pinch of luck that is
Mm-hmm.
involved in a lot of it, but definitely like you're saying, like everything happens for a reason. If you put yourself in that position, you will succeed, and you hear it all the time. Like myself, I don't have the craziest backstory. You know, I live with a single parent, and we live our mid income life. But there's people who have grown up without parents, were had $5 to their name at 30, and now megastars like someone like The Rock. Like, go look up his story and you think about it. Nobody's destined for anything. You can do anything you put your mind to.
100%, 100%, and it's all about, and we'll just talk about it now. It's all about opportunities, I think, and like Brayden said, there is a pinch of luck, 100%, because you see all these very, very talented people that don't get where they were, and we were talking about that, whether that's singers, actors, dancers, whatever it is. But I look at life as a room full of doors, right?
Yeah.
I believe that I'm a Christian, right? I believe in a God. So I think that sometimes God might nudge that door open a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of show you a little bit of light. And it's all up to you whether you're aware enough to take that door, even if you don't believe in God. Okay, still envision yourself in a room full of doors. There's gonna be some doors that look a little bit nice. You're like, ooh, you know what I mean? I like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know that's kind of a sexy door. Hold up now, it looks nice.
Yeah.
And then, but it might be appeasing in a bad way. You might be looking at it, you might be like, ooh, that's nice, but you don't know what's on the other side of that door. That might be a bad
Mm-hmm.
thing. And if that's your gut feeling, then don't do it. But there are some doors that obviously if it's a good opportunity for you to take, and you really feel good about this door, and if in your gut it says to go for it, then go for it. Open that door and go to the other side.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you take that right door, you're going to keep moving forward. If you take that wrong door, you might take a few steps back, and we all do that in life. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
mistakes are. We learn from our mistakes. Now, hey, that door, I already went through that door. Look at it wide open. It might look nice, but on the other side, it was something bad. Let me move to the door right to the left of it and see where that goes. That's all that life is. It's going through those
Yeah.
every door in there. It's a Russian roulette game of seeing, all
Yeah.
right, what does this path do? Right? What does this decision do? What are the consequences of this decision? What's great out of this decision? Let's see what happens. And that's kind of how I view life. I think I envision myself in a room full of doors and just trying out different doors and seeing what works.
And yeah, just to add to that quick, at least from where I am right now, my career, Logan's been there, obviously. You know, you have to really fight for what you want. You got to be hungry for it, especially trying to make a name for yourself. And I would say the best time to always go for something is when you feel the most scared. When you feel the most scared, it's because you know there's a lot to lose, but you know there's a lot to gain. High risk, high reward. So as an actor, you know you're gonna have to make those choices, and you know what I mean. You have a level-setted brain, and you got some competence on you, and you got some skill. You can achieve it, and you'll get there.
100%.
But you got to be
Exactly.
willing to take those. You know, go through one door, might spit you out into another, but that
Yep.
might be a better door. So
Exactly, man. Exactly. I love that. That analogy is beautiful. And another thing too, and this is probably my best advice, and Brayden will 100% agree with me here. And then we'll go. We're coming up on 30 minutes, I think. It's all about who you surround yourself with. That is I think if I had advice for anybody, any actor, any person just getting through life, surround yourself by people that want to see you succeed. Surround yourself by people that are going to make you a better person, a better actor, that are going to push you to your limits in a good way. And that's what Brayden is to me. That's what I am to Brayden. If Brayden has any questions, if it's acting, if it's not acting, he will come to me and ask them, and I will answer. And I know his limit. I'm going to push him. Right. And
mm-hmm.
and I want to be straight up with Brayden. If I think that he needs to push himself more, I'm going to push him more. If I think that, a take wasn't good, I'm going to be like, hey, try it this way, man. See what you can do. He does the same exact thing for me. Right. If I have any questions, he's there to answer for me. Right. If I just need someone to talk to, right, when we have our conversations, man, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
getting everything off my chest, you're there to listen and help me out. Those people are what you need in life. And
You should you guys would love it, a little feisty Logan Allen. It is awesome.
It's something else. It's something else. You haven't even seen my college football side yet.
Oh no, I
Dude,
know. I need to get in a game
bro,
with him for a
dude, you need
college
it,
game.
especially in person game. I get a little crazy, but at
We'll do it.
home,
We'll do it. We'll have to do it. We can do one
did.
of the live podcasts for one of those.
Oh
Kind of
no,
like a
no, 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 no.
reaction.
People would be scared. People do. I've ripped a shirt in half one time. I've broken hats. It's college football. Gators, go Gators. It makes me mad. I might even have some Gator people watching this. If so, go Gators. Y'all know what's up. But no, surround yourself by people that want to see you succeed. And sometimes you're gonna have to let people go. If people are bringing you down, even if you really, and I've gone through this. I know friends that are going through this right now. You may really love that person, and you may put so much time into this person, but it's just deteriorating you. It's not helping you out.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself
And
in a worse position, and being selfish isn't a good thing. And I know I'll let Brayden kind of expand on this in a second. Selfishness is not a good thing, but it's good to be a little selfish sometimes. Look out for yourself. Yeah. That's what you need to do, and that's what's going to help you become a better actor, is surrounding yourself by those people that help you out.
Yeah. And then just like a last point, like he's saying, a good way to think about it, guys, is like a rocket ship. When it goes up, the boosters push it into the sky, but eventually break off. Those are your friends sometimes. You know what I mean? Just because they're not bad people, and they're not bad friends, they're not lazy, they're not any of that, but sometimes you are just destined for more in life. So you can't think of it always as losing someone, but just reaching a greater potential that, you were meant to reach. So
There you go. And it's tough.
Stars, guys.
It's tough. It's hard. It's not easy. Life isn't easy. You're gonna be forced and with these really tough decisions, but you're just gonna have to keep pushing, and that's what life is. And that's what that rocket ship does. It keeps pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful way to end it. Look at that,
Beautiful
bro.
Way.
Yo, hey man, stop playing. This is why I want to start a podcast, bro. Oh my god, we have such a good way with words. But no, man, that's gonna be it for the podcast, dude. Brayden, do you have any last words before we go?
I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Thank you, Logan, for putting this all together and really being like the forefront of the train for this one. You know what I mean? You're the powerhouse on this one. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys watching, and we're here to deliver. So.
There you go. Yeah, guys, and like I said, if you guys have any suggestions for or recommendations for people that you want to see on here, whether guests and stuff like that, or movies or different segments, whatever it is, make sure you DM us on Instagram right up this side, right up here. Brady doesn't know what side, he can't see the screen, but it's over here on the side of me. But yeah, man. So I can't wait for you guys to see this podcast. I'm gonna put a lot into it. If you guys are really, really enjoying this, let me know. If you guys, just whatever it is, even if you don't like it, I want to hear your opinions on it. What can we do to improve it? Stuff like that. But this is just an intro video. There's really not much. We didn't even dive into anything yet. But no, yeah. I'm really, really excited for this, man. And my boy Brayden has to go shoot something. Oh. And Brayden just got kicked out of the stream. Okay, that's not good. 1 second, guys. Oh, no. It's a limited time. Oh, that's not good. Hold up. That's not good at all. All right, I'm going to come back on screen. So there we are. Oh, there. Okay, now we're good. That was a terrible way to end it. And this is the intro video, so everybody's going to be watching it. I forgot there's a 30-minute thing or something like that on the Zoom, which is so stupid. I got to pay for the premium version. That's my bad, guys. But we got everything we wanted to get in. Brayden was done anyway. But no, like I said, man, I'm so excited to dive into this with you guys, man. I'm so pumped. Something I've always wanted to do. So yeah, make sure you give this video a like if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Cannot wait for you guys to see all the fun stuff on the way. We'll see you next week. See y'all.